I came here when I was 3 years old. I don't remember much. I do remember crossing the river. Someone was carrying me. And I remember my mom being pregnant as well. She was crossing the river. Imagine a pregnant lady trying to cross the river. After a while of getting older, I start to understand what it actually means to be undocumented. So, you're just in the shadows, you're hiding from this. And, you're so afraid of it. You're afraid if people find out, you may get deported, or worse, your parents may get deported. You hear so many stories of, parents going to work and immigration comes in and they take your parents away. So it's just this fear, not wanting to lose that family.
I totally support the Dreamers. I think anyone that opposes or is a little bit hesitant to support that process of the Dreamers and what it means for us is not being very intelligent. Let me explain what I mean by that. Dreamers are a group of people, young women, young men that we've been invested in. Dreamers are a group of people that encourage the finishing or the graduation of high school. So now we have a greater number of people that are being educated. By increasing the number of graduates from high school, now we increase the number of people that will be attending college. So now we have this great amount of knowledge that may be wasted unless we take advantage of that. These are the young people today that will be contributing financially, economically to the growth of our country. Why would we not invest and support all of those benefits?
Being an undocumented student means that you wake up every single day to confront social and economic barriers while at the same time maintaining a strong emotional state of mind. At the age of 7, my family and I immigrated from Mexico to the US. And if there's anything that I could remember clearly was my parents' consistent reminder that someday my education was going to allow me to achieve even my wildest dreams. And they were right. In fact, I decided to pursue a career in higher education because I truly believe in how education can better someone's life. Throughout the course of, talking to students about their options after high school, I've been able to go ahead and advise and meet amazing undocumented students. And the only difference between myself and them is that I possess a 9-digit number.
I'm Catalina, a dreamer, and I support undocumented students. This is my story. I was born in Colombia, and I was brought over to the United States when I was 5 by my parents. They really wanted to give my brother and I the American dream, which meant a good education and a good career and financially stable when I grew up and had a family. When I was in high school, I found out that I couldn't really possibly go to a 4-year university because of different limitations that I didn't know I had. I was brought here for a purpose, which was to achieve a degree in an education and be a professional, and for somebody not to help me reach that point was very hard, and I had to really try and make myself find those doors.
To be an undocumented student, it means that you are resilient because you will hear the word no or can't frequently. It means that you have to be very resourceful and creative because a lot of the times, if you want to go into a specific career field, even if you have the academic strength to pursue that, it doesn't mean that you'll be able to work in that field when you are done with your degree. I too was brought to this country at the age of 10 by my parents. The reason for that was to have a better future, and that better future meant the American dream.
I remember that senior year it's time for you to apply for colleges. It's so exciting. You're like, oh my God, we're gonna apply to college. We're growing up, we're not little kids anymore. You know that, your family, there's a low income, and that's perfectly fine. Everybody in school is like, okay, you can apply for financial aid. I knew I couldn't apply to financial aid because I'm not a citizen. I know in high school they said to look at the high school website, which I did. I went home, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna find a scholarship, today's my day. And so I started looking. The first one, I qualified. I did. I was excited. So I clicked on the link, and then there was one problem. It said you had to be a citizen. I was like, okay, big whoops. You know, there's another one. There's so many. I'm pretty sure there's one that I'm gonna get. So I scrolled down, the same thing. I'm like, okay, all right, less hopeful this time. All right, I'm gonna keep going. So I kept going and going. It just got to the point. I was like, I closed the laptop. I was like, maybe school is not for me. Maybe it's not for me. Maybe we're not supposed to go to school. That just broke me. I went to hopeful to devastated. School to me means everything, education. And to feel like I couldn't anymore was devastating.
This issue is important because they're human beings just like everybody else. And one thing that we really need to work on as a society is recognizing them as human beings, first of all, and also recognizing them as assets. They're not liabilities to this nation.
It needs to be discussed publicly because people need to be aware of it, and by being aware of it creates a change. By being aware of the struggles that the students face, by being aware of the limitations that there are, and providing those resources that students need to be able to achieve that. It needs to be in public so that they know what the real student and a real undocumented student is, what a real dreamer looks like and what they are, because if they don't, then these misconceptions will keep continuing on for more years.
Undocumented students look just like you and myself. They're ordinary students who are ambitious, who are talented, who are mentors, leaders. They're great people. They're our next generation. They're the people who are going to be here for us when we're not. We need to understand that by having more people in our society that are college educated, we are better off.
Unfortunately, undocumented students, we are not able to identify all of them to provide them with the services that they need. And so that is why I'm participating in this, to make sure that all of them come out and let us know so that we can give them the whole menu of services that we have at this college for them to succeed. The fact that we are doing this indicates that we are supportive of you. We are an ally. Approach us. You've seen me on this video. You've seen so many other people. Approach us and then let us know what your challenges are. Our goal is to make sure that everybody who is a student at this college is successful.
It's not a handout. It's not an entitlement that they're seeking, because they're not seeking that. They just want access.
It's amazing to me for anyone to oppose or not be supportive of such an investment in the future of our country. The end result of effective education is responsible, effective, substantial, giving, contributing people. And these are the dreamers.
After a while, I decided to stop being in the shadows, and I said, enough is enough, you know? I'm not gonna hide, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to say, hey, I am undocumented, but that's not all who I am. I am more than that. I am a student who has dreams and hopes. I am a person who is passionate about helping others, and that's all I want to do for the rest of my life. I am more than just that. If you're undocumented, do not be scared. Do not be afraid, you know, there's people who care. So if you're a dreamer like me, I say it's okay to be afraid. It's okay to think school's not for you. It's okay to think there's no hope for you. Because I am an example that there is hope.